In this episode, we have daily news from Europe. 3 topics for today. We'll devote 2 minutes to each because we value your time. Today, we'll talk about urban guerrillas in the French city of Limoges, how 150 people in masks have been fighting police for several nights without any reason. We'll discuss the scandal around Chinese trading platforms, SHANE and TEMU. The European Commissioner is shocked by toxic goods being sold to Europeans. And we'll find out why cholera has been recorded in Poland for the first time in 6 years and whether this is related to climate change. Let's discuss all of this now. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is important for developing this daily channel about events in Europe, and even more important for you, so you don't miss the most important news tomorrow and in the future. Believe me, tomorrow a piece of news might appear that will change your life and you'll miss it. Now to the topic of French urban guerrillas. For the 5th night in a row, the French city of Limoges has been engulfed in riots. 150 young people in masks armed themselves with Molotov cocktails, fireworks, stones, iron rods, and baseball bats. They blocked the highway, attacked passing cars, and staged a real war with the police. As a result of the clashes, 10 police officers were injured. Authorities used tear gas and light grenades. They fired more than 200 rounds. The city's mayor called the attackers an urban guerrilla group. According to him, they are organized, structured, they have a plan and weapons. This was not a spontaneous protest. No one knows the reasons for these riots. Simply 150 people decided to fight the police for fun. The Ministry of Internal Affairs sent special security forces to the city. The riots continue in the midst of the summer tourist season. The prosecutor stated that, although the area is known for drug trafficking, no connection between the riots and drug trafficking has been found yet. What can I say? France has turned into a country where you can start a war with police just like that, out of boredom. 150 young people decided to play war in the middle of summer, when normal people are relaxing and working. And the saddest part is, they are organized better than many government structures. They have a plan, weapons, coordination. It turns out that criminal elements in France are more disciplined than the authorities themselves. While President Macron is busy with big politics and preparing to help Ukraine, his own cities are burning at the hands of those very people whom the state feeds with social benefits. This has already become a tradition. Every few months, some French city turns into a battlefield. Sometimes football fans destroy Paris after winning the Champions League. Sometimes migrants stage pogroms after another incident with police. Now just a group of young people decided to have fun. France is slowly but surely turning into a state where the law only works for law-abiding citizens, and for everyone else, complete freedom of action. Now to the topic of toxic shopping from China. European Justice Commissioner Michael McGrath stated that he is shocked by the danger of goods sold by Chinese trading platforms SHANE and TEMU to European buyers. 12 million cheap packages from online stores outside the bloc arrive in the European Union daily. That's almost 5 billion packages per year, each worth up to €150. The volume has tripled in 2 years. The Commissioner promised to take tough measures against the sale of goods that grossly violate European legislation. A secret operation with undercover buyers is currently being conducted throughout the European Union. Among dangerous goods are children's raincoats with toxic chemicals, sunglasses without ultraviolet filters, children's shorts with strings that are too long and could strangle a child. Last year, the European safety system received a record 4,000 warnings about dangerous goods. A third of them concerned cosmetics. European customs officers cannot cope with checking such a volume of goods at ports and airports. This is a real battle for European wallets and health. Chinese e-commerce giants have turned Europe into a testing ground for goods that they might not even sell in China itself. Imagine 12 million packages cross European Union borders every day. It's as if every European received one package from Asia every 40 days. European companies are forced to spend millions on complying with strict safety standards, and Chinese platforms simply ignore all rules and sell toxic cosmetics and dangerous children's clothing. This creates completely unfair competition. Local manufacturers go bankrupt because they cannot compete with prices on goods produced in violation of all standards, and European consumers become guinea pigs for the Chinese chemical industry. It's good that Commissioner McGrath finally understood the scale of the problem, but I fear that by the time real restrictions are introduced, European children will have inhaled toxic substances from Chinese raincoats, and adults will have damaged their skin with dangerous cosmetics. And now to the topic of Polish cholera. In the Polish city of Stargard, A case of cholera infection has been recorded for the first time in 6 years. An elderly woman who had not traveled anywhere outside the country became ill. The patient's condition is serious. She was diagnosed with severe dehydration and kidney failure, requiring dialysis. The woman was transferred to the infectious disease department of a hospital in Szczecin and placed in isolation. 26 people who had contact with the patient, including medical staff, were placed in quarantine. Poland's chief sanitary inspector Paweł Grzesiowski stated that the public should be prepared for diseases that were not previously encountered in the country to appear. He did not rule out a connection with climate change. In recent years, local cases of cholera have appeared in Europe, including Austria. The previous case of cholera in Poland was registered in 2019 in an Indian sailor. The source of infection has not yet been established. Treatment includes antibiotics and restoration of water electrolyte balance. Cholera in modern Europe sounds like something from the Middle Ages, but climate change is indeed bringing back forgotten diseases. Poland's chief sanitary inspector directly warns, prepare for new diseases that were not previously encountered in the country. This is an alarming signal not only for Poland, but for all of Europe. Global warming creates conditions for the spread of tropical infections in northern latitudes. What used to be a problem of Africa and Asia is now reaching European hospitals. Fortunately, cholera rarely leads to death in developed countries thanks to rapid medical care. But the very fact of this disease appearing in Poland shows how the world is changing. Europe has become accustomed to a stable epidemiological situation, but climate change is breaking familiar patterns. Perhaps soon European doctors will have to study tropical diseases, and ordinary citizens will need to be prepared for new health threats. The COVID pandemic showed how vulnerable modern civilization is to infections. Now climate is adding new challenges. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. This is important for developing this daily channel about events in Europe, and even more important for you, so you don't miss the most important news tomorrow and in the future. Tomorrow something might happen that will completely change your life. Don't miss that moment.